What is going on, everybody? Today we're looking at some Mattel Masters of the Universe Origin figures. So we have these figures that I'm going to call exclusives. Now some have seemed to lost their exclusivity and have been available other places, but at the time they were announced and we ordered them, they were exclusive. So first off, we have Mossman, which was a Walmart exclusive. So it's cool to have Mossman, you know, just sort of a repaint design, whatever you want to call it, of Beastman, just in green this time, and he's all flocked, so he's got all this weird flocking, so we'll have to see how weird that is and feels. And I wonder if he smells as well. It doesn't really say, and yeah, smells like pine. So hopefully he'll smell pretty good as well, like the old figure did. So it's cool to have Mossman there. Then we have Duplico, which was a Walmart exclusive, I guess you could say, but now it's more available other places. So not exactly sure what's going on. But like I said, when we first ordered it, it was a Walmart exclusive. But we have Duplico from the Rulers of the Sun. So pretty cool to see him. And you can see on the back sort of some of his powers and stuff that you can obviously with Duplico can duplicate there. So that looks pretty cool. And then we have ManEFaces, which was an Amazon exclusive. So this is the comic version of ManEFaces. So especially around on the back, we see the picture there from the old mini comics where he kind of gets possessed by Skeletor to fight our good guys there. So he has his 3 different faces. Pretty cool looking design for ManEFaces, you know, just looks pretty classic there as well. So those all look pretty cool for our exclusives. Now I am also going to throw in here, it's not exclusive, but just because we had it, didn't know what else to do with it, so I figured we just throw it in here, of the Skeleton Warrior 2-pack. So we have Skeletor Skeleton Warriors, so they look pretty cool and glow in the dark and stuff, so they will look pretty cool there. Not exclusive or anything, just didn't know what else to do them with. So I'm going to go and get these all open out of the box and we'll take a look at them together. So let's start off with the Walmart exclusive Mossman, which is a creature from the evergreen forest that is made of moss and has the ability to camouflage into foliage as well as control all plant life. So he looks cool here. He's pretty much just a redeco of Beastman, just all in this flocked green, and he does have a smell to him. I wouldn't say it's a bad smell, but it's not a pleasant smell. It definitely starts to annoy you after a while, but it does look pretty cool and is a nice soft figure with all the flocking, so it looks really nice. I love the different shades, like the more like yellowish and the green stuff, so it just adds different shades in there to go through the body, so it looks pretty nice. So face wise, it looks, you know, pretty much just like Beastman, just all with the green this time, but look cool with the mouth and the eyes there. He's got the brown underwear on with the yellow belt. He's got just plain hands, so no flocked hands or anything, and then just flocked all the way down to the feet, so definitely looks like a patch of grass or something here, so looks pretty cool overall. So we can do his movement, so his head will twist all the way around, and it can look down that far, so pretty much straight on and up a little bit there, so a little bit back and forth. The shoulders do come up to 90 and rotate all the way around. We get the single elbow joint that bends close to 90 with the rotation, and the wrist will twist around and hinge back and forth. Then we get a twist all the way around at the waist. The hips can come up a little and out to the side. The single knee joint that goes back to 90 with the rotation, and then shin twist, which I'm surprised they did have the shin twist on here, but it does twist all the way around, and the foot will flex back and forth and twist side to side. So he has the same movements as all the other MOTU figures, which I was quite surprised. I figured since it's flocked, you know, they would probably limit some of the movements so you don't disturb the flocking as much, but it still works relatively the same. Like there are some issues, it seems like, around the arm here, and then of course I can't really show you, but there is little particles all over the table now, so you do have to worry about that. Unfortunately, the flocking starts to fall off, but at least it looks cool and feels nice and stuff. I just wish it didn't smell like they made it. Now we do get a number of accessories along with Mossman. So first we get an additional head, so a head just here all in green, which looks a lot like that other Beastman. I forget what the Beastman was, if it was like the mini comic version or whatever they call it, where it was like a concept art version of Beastman. It had a head like this, just obviously in his like orangish color, so it's cool to get it here in green to go along with it. And then we do also get an additional hand, so he has one grip hand, which it's actually weird, this grip hand has sort of a design, so I'm not sure what they took that from, or if it was just a mess up or something, but the other hand's just a wide open hand, so we get a grip hand for that as well if we want to use both, if we want to give him 2 weapons. With him being based off Beastman, he does also come with the accessories like Beastman, so we get this thing that can go over him and we can put it around, like strap this on, so we'll put it on him. So there he has that chest piece on just like Beastman, so in yellow this time with some black there around the center, so it looks cool. Of course it's all like sticking up in the back here just like Beastman's does, so I feel if you heat it up it'd kind of get it curled back a little bit more, but it just sits on top of him there, which looks nice. And then we do also get the arm guards that go up like around his biceps, so we have these with the little spikes on them in yellow as well, so we can slide these on his arm. And there he's got the armor now, so it definitely looks like a variation of Beastman now, just in green. And for weapons, we do get 2 weapons. So first we get this club weapon, or mace I guess it is, so we have the ball mace mace there with the spikes on the stick we can put into his hand, as well as like the club design we've had with other MOTU figures. So we'll put these in both of his hands. And there's Mossman with both of those weapons. Now I like him in brown, kind of contrasts nice with the green, so he looks pretty cool overall there. And of course, for comparison, here is Beastman, so you can see the similarities. Of course, the faces look a little bit different on this one. They don't match exactly, so they did a little bit different there, but the rest of the body, is going to look exactly the same, just covered all in green this time, but you can see the same armor and everything there. So pretty cool to have this Mossman. You just got to be careful with all the flocking. Like I said, now it's all over my table, so you just got to be careful with that. And next up, we have Duplico from the Rulers of the Sun universe, and he has the ability to regenerate and duplicate himself. Now, I wasn't able to find much more than that about him. That was just on the back of his box. I couldn't find anything really about him online, but I think he does look really cool. And so he's got this nice like blonde hair, and it's nice bright blonde against his skin, and then this blue, white, and red outfit, which looks good. So he's got this blue chest piece on here, and I like how it's got like pockets around the belt, but just like this chest piece that goes around to the back. The blue underwear with the same designs we've seen with the other Sunman characters, but a little bit of white and red there, and then bare armed and legs, except for these arm guards with the diamonds there on it, again red, white, and blue. And then same with the boots, where we've got red tips and then blue with the little stars in the middle. Now here he has his gun in his hand because it's attached to his belt, so he has this little attachment piece back here. So because these are attached, you can't really do anything with it, so I just went ahead and put it into his hand, so we'll look at that later. But overall, I think he looks pretty good here. Now for movements, the head will twist all the way around, can look down that far and up that far, so decent movements in the head, still not the best. Shoulders up to 90 and rotate around. We get that single elbow joint that bends to 90 with the rotation, and then the wrists will twist around and flex back and forth. Then we have the twist around at the waist. The hips can come up that far and out to the side. Single knee joint back to 90 with rotation, and then twist around at the top of the boot and photo flex back and forth and twist side to side. So same movements as always, and again we'll see that 2 more times here today. And then of course he does have his weapon, as I already showed. So it's labeled as a power saw on the box. That doesn't look anything like a saw to me. It just looks like a weird laser gun, but it's just labeled a power saw, so that's what I guess I'm gonna go with. Just a nice looking gun, like I said, very futuristic, and just looks like a gun there. And it has the rope or whatever string here tied to it around here, and it says you can hang it off the belt, but they just had like the rope wrap around this and then the gun hanging from his belt, just like from the rope. So not that good of a design overall for that. I wish it would hang from like the handle or something to be on him a little bit better. But yeah, that's really all there is for Duplico. Unfortunately, like I said, doesn't come with anything else, and I don't know much more about him than what the back of the box said, so unfortunately can't provide you any more information than that. But I will show him next to Sunman, since he is part of the Sunman universe. So there we have Sunman with Duplico. So getting close to finishing off all of the Rulers of the Sun figures, because there's not many characters left, but very cool to at least now add Duplico to the collection. And then we have ManEFaces again, the mini comic version. So it comes with the mini comic, and kind of from his first appearance in that, where he was a performer, like an actor, and then got under the spell of Skeletor and fought against our heroes, and then had the different personalities with his different faces of the human face, the monster face, and the robot face, as we'll see. But everything else about him, just looks like ManEFaces. Doesn't really seem much different from the one we've already had before from the show, but there is minor differences, and when I bring that in, you'll notice them. But it still looks relatively same with the purple, blue, and then like skin tone, so we can see his skin there on his face with like a little mask around it and some to the side. And it does have the function with the spinning head, so you can spin it there. So there we get the monster head, and then we also have this like robot head that kind of looks like a skeleton as well, but they're in silver. So you just have those 3 heads that you can choose from, which is cool. And then the head itself does also twist around, which is pretty cool. Then we get the arms that can come up to 90 and rotate around. We get the single elbow joint that bends to 90 with the rotation. The wrist will twist all the way around and rock back and forth. Then we have the twist around at the waist. The hips will come up to 90 and out to the side. Single knee joint back with rotation, a shin twist there in the leg, so a little bit lower down in the boot, and the foot will flex back and forth. Of course, he has this guard coming down, so you don't really get much rocking, but a little bit back and forth and a little twisting side to side. So he's a little bit modified in his joints, like they're a little bit different, like with the elbow joints, not just the same elbow joint we've seen with like all the other characters so far. A little bit modified, but still function. It's about the same, has the same amount of range, and then like I said, just a little bit different in the the lower legs there as well, but it does match our other ManEFaces, as I'll show you. But weapon wise, he does come with the laser gun that he's kind of always come with, so the little orange gun there with that futuristic design, so we can obviously put this into his hand. So there he has that gun as well, which is pretty cool. And of course we can bring in the show version or whatever it is of ManEFaces, so the, I guess, real version said compared to this mini comic. So again, not much different. This one has, you know, much brighter colors and everything on it, so it looks pretty good. And then you can see some of his leg, and instead where this, it's all blue, so you do have that bit of difference in there, and I guess on the forearm as well. And then there's the different tone and skin color, and then we have the different faces. So if I can get them both to spin around here, hopefully. So there we've got the monster faces, so looks a little bit different. And then we can go to the robot. There we have the different robot faces as well, so you can see the difference in those. I do really like this one a lot. I want to say I maybe like it a little bit better. I liked like the pinkish color the other one had, but I like a lot of the other colors on this with not as much skin showing, and then the face design's a little bit better on this one. So I do think I overall like this one a little bit more than the other. And then finally we have our skeleton warriors, which is the evil army of Skeletor, and they are skeletons with Viking helmets and armor, and then these specifically glow in the dark. So we have the two different versions here. I don't know which one. I guess one could be more of a commander and then one just, you know, a lower level grunt. So I don't know if like the one with the gold helmet, but I like the one with purple more. I think the purple looks a little bit better overall. So that's, I guess, more my favorite one. So we'll go ahead and look at this one. Obviously they'll be exactly the same, built the same with the same movement, so we'll just do one. But the head will twist all the way around, can look down that far and up that far, so good range. And I wish I could show you the eyes. The eyes do have like the same sort of, I guess you'd say, glow in the dark design, and like just looking at them they do kind of glow, but obviously like trying to see them in the camera don't really look too well. And then obviously for glow in the dark you'd have to get it in the dark to see it. But then the shoulders will also come up to 90 and rotate around within there. We get the single elbow joint that bends to 90 with rotation, and the wrist will twist all the way around and hinge back and forth, a little bit stiff because of the cuff here, but it can flex back and forth. Then we twist all the way around at the waist. The hips come up a little. Again, it's hard with the skirting, but the hips do come up if you get them forced up there, so a little bit difficult, but up a little and then out to the side. The single knee joint back with the rotation in it, and then we do also get the twist at the top of the boot with the foot flexing back and forth and twist side to side. So as I mentioned, that is going to be exactly the same between both of these figures, so we don't have to do both. But as I said, I think I like the purple one a little bit more. So they have the chest piece with whatever this logo is. I thought it was going to be like the Horde logo, but it's more of an orangish and just looks like a bat, so that's pretty cool. And again, with the different variations between the silver and the purple, again this one has some like gold color around on his helmet, the Viking helmet, the horns there, and then they have like the skirting piece, so difference with the silver and purple. Again, a little bit of orange there on the arrow and black come down, and the black like Skeletor feet, and then they have the different color armbands as well to match. And again, I think they both look pretty cool. Now accessory wise, they come with a number of weapons, so this is like an army builder. You can give them really anything. So first we do have a sword, and it's all going to be in this neon green color. We get a sword, we get a shield with a little skeleton head in it, which is cool. We have an axe as well as the mace that we saw with Mossman, and then we also get the spear and the halberd as we've seen before with other characters. So again, we can sort of pick and choose between all of these different characters. So let me just go ahead and pick out stuff for them. So there I just picked weapons for each of them. So I gave one the sword and the shield, and the other one I gave a spear and an axe. So both of those look pretty cool. And of course with that we can bring in their commander of Skeletor, so we can have them flanking Skeletor now, leading his army against the masters of the universe. So pretty cool to now have the skeleton warriors to add in with Skeletor, and I think they look pretty cool being all skeletonized. And then the glow in the dark as well does look pretty cool on them with the bright colorful weapons, and like I said, I really like the purple on this one over here, so very cool to at least add these skeleton warriors to the collection now as well. Well, that's it for this wave of the Masters of the Universe Origin exclusive figures that I threw together, with the Walmart exclusive Mossman, the Walmart exclusive Duplico, the Amazon exclusive ManEFaces, and then just the regular skeleton warriors. So pretty cool figures overall. I like the Mossman, just the flocking could be a bit irritating, and like I said, his smell is a little bit annoying. Like this ManEFaces a lot. Duplico looks really cool just from the Rulers of the Sun, so don't really know much about him. And I really like the skeleton warriors as well. It's just little grunt warriors to add with Skeletor, so they're cool also. So let me know what you thought of these figures down in the comments. And if you enjoyed this, let me know with a thumbs up. But I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you all stay awesome out there, and I'll see you in our next review.